Hey YouTube, coming at you with my first little Element Cup team, which went on a 11 game win streak here. So I started with Skrelp, Ducklet, and Fomantis. And in the first two matchups, 0-2 when I saw Skrelp, Ducklet combo, and Skrelp and Ducklet kill Fomantis. So I'm like, screw this, time to core break. I know CHINCHOU has some play. Ducklet, Skrelp, weak to water. I saw some Dupiters, and then I saw some like other things. Just a lot of things that are weak to electric. So I said, CHINCHOU, you're in, and I went 11-1, double weak to ground, and my one loss was to a ground type Pokemon. And otherwise, I went on a 11 game win streak. I'll show you the 2-5-0s here as well. So CHINCHOU core breaking a bunch of teams. There's your Dupiter. Good lead. They are staying in. The thing with CHINCHOU is Spark got nerfed over the years. So as you're seeing, they are still adding up quite a lot of me. I know this thing has Mirror Shot. I don't know the counts. So I end up shielding one that I do not need to shield there. Get off the Thunderbolt. They do shield. Let's see if I try and catch here. No, do not try and catch. But if this is a Bubble Beam, which I think it was if I remember, I will live and get off this move to take Switch. So again, it's still a close matchup. I did go straight Thunderbolt, but it is a close matchup. There's your Frillish. Oh, so a lot of Frillish, which you beat. So coming in with Ducklet because Acid and Sludge Bomb on Skrelp are resisted. So we will just take a move. Ducklet's got some bulk to it. I've got some good IVs on this as well. Going straight Brave Bird, really hoping this lands. And it does land, which is huge. Instant swap. They have their own Ducklet in the back. Yes, this meta is extremely, extremely small, and you will realize that when you play it. We're going to do a mix of Great League and Little Cup. I throw a Sludge Bomb, and they let that go through, so that's another huge one. So I will take this matchup here. And if I believe Mark's the next one, who Barboach, which is a Mud Slap user. Or is it Mud Shot user? Either way, it's a ground. And I come directly into Ducklet, which I always suggest never to do. You have freedom. Like, the only answer to Ducklet in this meta is basically CHINCHOU. So if your opponent doesn't have it, you're looking pretty good with Ducklet as a safe swap. So that's why I felt a little more comfortable going in. However, you know, I still now have the problem of I have two Pokemon weak to ground against a Pokemon with ground type moves. So I'm fighting for this, basically knowing that I need to keep this Ducklet alive. Double shielding, keeping it alive. Gonna probably instant swap into one of these two immediately. Probably Skrelp. Yeah, a little more freedom here. And it is Ducklet, and good recognition that I still have the CHINCHOU, and he gets the Brave Bird too. So that is just unfortunate with the timing. One wing attack lead. Brave Bird takes me up. So I'm going to come directly back into Ducklet just because I know my switch timer is not up. And if I come CHINCHOU, it's just an easy swap into Barboach to destroy me there. So I came in here, take it out, but smartly leaving the last shield alive for this. And then at this point, it does not matter. So if you're going to run this team, CHINCHOU, you're going to see CHINCHOU sweep a lot of teams. And on the lead, it just dominates if you can just like stay in and take a lot of matchups. So you could still run this team double weak to ground. I didn't see a ton of ground. This team has... Oh no, that's tomorrow's team. Okay, so terrible lead. Grass here. Instant swap. Skrelp and Ducklet, both very good safe swaps here. I will respect this move because I know Foul Play or Grass move here will do a ton of damage. But I am baiting here, knowing that even if they let this go... Here's the thing about this league if you've never played really much Little Cup here. Everything does an insane amount of damage. Resisted, any sort of even resisted move is going to put up damage with these fast moves. So as you saw here, I just grabbed two shields and took it down to the red just with my, essentially just with my Acid because they shielded both moves up. And I'm going to let this go, and you're going to see here Foul Play Ducklet again is a little more tanky. And they have a Ducklet of their own. And here is your answer. At best, Brave Bird. And Brave Bird does chip because it is a nuke. But you resist that. Lowers their defense, which means it's an easy farm down. Have a ton of energy. I'm going to throw Thunderbolts. Basically blind. Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo was already at like red here. So I probably could have just gone Bubble Beam, but I did not want to take the chance. And not going to get to the move, but that is okay because the damage those sparks have added up that it is now Brave Bird range. The game was very, very laggy. A lot of stuttering. You're going to see one matchup. Is it in this one or the other Little Cup team I did? One where I was against a... So I'll get back to that thought in a second here. Great lead. They get into a Litleo. This is the one, maybe, against Ducklet. Yeah. So there's one here where I go 2 wing attacks against a 5-turn Incinerate and then Aerial Ace here. And as you can see there, a full Incinerate through because for the game lagged on me. And because of that, they get to this crunch. And I thought, here, I just lost this game. And I'm pissed because I should have not had that Incinerate register, which means they should not have gotten that move off. Because I just went 2 wing attacks and a throw, which is exactly what you need to do on a 2-turn move versus a 5-turn move. So I do get alignment here. Still fuming at the moment that even happened. They do go Brave Bird, and it is a Binacle on the back. So that is a ground Pokemon as well. Do grab 1 shield here, and then instant swap into this one. I'm going to respect any move just because these Mud Slaps are adding up. It is an Ancient Power. This thing is half rock, which means that Aqua Tail is neutral. And they come very fast, and they let it go, which is huge for me. I went to go for the full farm down. They eventually get a move off here. Ancient Power, that's fine. Spark takes this Ducklet out, and then Spark 2-turn registers before the 3-turn. So despite a ground user, and despite that stupid Litleo issue there, I win that matchup. Good lead, good switch here. I will commit the shield, knowing that I want to keep switch. I want that Chinchou on the Ducklet here, which means I'm going to have to throw here. That's fine. And if they shield, I will double shield back if I need to keep that alignment. I mean, Scrub is a fine answer to Ducklet, but when you have a wall, you use that wall. Out comes Seal. I'm going to go for the Brave Bird. I'm already down a shield here. I would like to get the shield back or do an insane amount of damage, and that insane amount of damage registers. They're going to have to throw. Then they get switch into Ducklet, which you know I have a Chinchou, so not how you want to play this matchup out. Chinchou. Here's what I saw. I'm going to go a little off script here. 1, I don't have a script. 2, when do I not go off script? So here is what I saw today, and here's why Chinchou is insane. Skrelp, a ton. Ducklet, a ton. Carvana, 1 or 2. No Fomantis. Pumpkaboos, I saw a few of those, so those are tough. But I also saw a ton of Frillish and a ton of Dupiders. So there you go. Even Binacle as a rock is rock water, so that is weak to electric. Like 9 out of the 10 Pokemon you will see are weak to electric, and the other fire Pokemon are weak to water. So it's an absolute core breaker. I do not know why it is ranked. I get it. Spark is not as good, and if you get against the grass Pokemon, you are just basically walled. But if you run the Sims, Chinchou versus the Element Cup, okay, so against the meta, it's 9 and 15. Because a lot of the top Pokemon are the ground or the losses here are the ground and the hard losses. So Razor Leafer, Oddish, Cottony, all the grass, Fomantis, Fungus, Barboche, and Wooper as the ground. And then there's Pumpkaboo, which I saw. Shellos is another ground. So there are options. Binacle, it says you lose. I guess it is a Mudslap user as well, even though you have super effective Sparks. But then you actually lose to Skrelp? Yeah, maybe if they bait Aqua Tail and land a Sludge Bomb, probably. But you beat Dupiter, Frillish, Slowpoke, I saw 1 or 2. Ducklet, in particular, Ducklet is the absolute wall. So I think, based on the meta alone, that you're going to see enough of those top Pokemon. Now the meta may adjust. So the meta may adjust, and then it may not be as strong, but I think you're going to see enough of Ducklet and Skrelp and saw a couple of Chinchous to definitely warrant using this Pokemon. Now even on my next team, I'm double week 2 Chinchou. You're gonna see that team probably tomorrow. I'm gonna try and go balanced Great League and Little Cup, because if I remember my views for Great League teams, my views for the Great League team and the click-through rate were way better on the Great Leagues than it were on the Little Cup, which is hilarious because we just had Great League last week. But so I'm gonna balance it. So you're gonna see a Great League this afternoon, Little Cup in the morning, Great League afternoon. We'll do that for like 3 or 4 days here. But I used my next team, which was kind of evenish because it's got a double ghost weakness. It's Frillish and Pumpkaboo, so both of them are ghosts, so both of them are weak to ghost. And at the same time, I also had in the back end a Dupiter, which made me double weak to flying. So I don't know if I'd use the team again, even though I did actually go up. Like I was at 2470 here, and after 2 sets, I'm at 2486, something like that on the next team. So I did go positive with the team, and 2 of those are weak to Chinchou. So I just think that Chinchou has a ton of play in this meta, just given how strong Skrelp and Ducklet are. So take a Sludge Bomb. I know they're going to try and make a catch here, and I hold back. So that's great. Get off this move. Still not going to be enough to take it out, and now it's a race. And I'm just short of the move, and I catch for the win here. I feel like I was playing pretty well too when I won these matchups, so didn't get caught on them, get to the Aqua Tail, take them out. Nice end game there. Chinchou, yeah, right. So some people, it's pretty easy to recognize what you need to use to core break stuff. So, you know, I think that Pumpkaboos are pretty strong. I haven't used one. I saw the Fungus combo there too, like not being weak to ghost yourself. So I think that's those two you're going to probably see a little more of, especially if people start running Chinchou. Slowpoke. I saw the Slowpokes and this. I remember this person did not show this, so they get one shot here. But I did see the Confusion users. I saw Slowpoke and I saw Execute, which are smart answers to Skrelp, right? So get denied there. Probably going to respect the Thunderbolt. So get that, farm down, see what's in the back. It is Skrelp. I want to point out one other thing that you should know about Little Cup. You're seeing that I'm going Bubble Beam, and I'm not even baiting. And there's a couple reasons why I'm doing that. One is it's a lost Pokemon, and the sparks are adding up enough, and as soon as I lower the attack, I know that I can just win this matchup because the sparks have added up. I can just go to the move here. But the second thing is, and this goes back to how much even resisted or neutralish moves do in this meta. There was a matchup that I went, this is one of my 5-0s. There was a matchup that I went Pumpkaboo, and a neutral Grasp Knot from Pumpkaboo did like 90%. And Bubble Beam in itself is a terrible move, and it's doing nothing, but even so, it's still going to chip. And Bubble Beam is a bad example because it's truly a terrible move, but to put it in better, like if they let this go, they may live this. But put it in perspective, like if this was a mirror matchup, Aqua Tail and other things would 100% take out. And Aqua Tail chip, so I don't mind even just like being like, I'm baiting. And you know I'm baiting. Because the fast move damage and these charge moves can do enough. And speaking about enough, here's a Thunderbolt, one-shot Shellos. Take that out, Ducklet in the back, and again, just going Bubble Beam. Again, last Pokemon, so it's just easy to lower their attack, and they have nowhere to reset on. But also, just allowing me to get a couple more sparks here through. And look, they are not going to wing attack me down here. That is a straight sweep for Chinchou. Here is your Skrelp. So we'll play it out. But again, you do lose this matchup if they bait Aqua Tail. And there was one, maybe it was this matchup, where they bait and then I bait and they call my bait. And I have to burn 2 shields. Yeah, this is it. So everything goes bad for me here. They bait, I shield. I bait, they don't shield. And then I have to burn the second shield because I think that they're going to get to a Sludge Bomb, which they do throw, so I just burn 2 shields. So down 2 shields, but just watch how much play this this Pokemon has here. They don't know what to do, and it's a Dupe Biter. And so, okay, I will grab 1 shield here. I know I can align Ducklet, so grab a shield or take out here. And I do grab a shield, so I'm not going to get to another move. So I'll just Bubble Beam, lower its attack. Won't do much chip, but I will lower its attack. Oh yeah, and they double shield. I remember that was a mistake on their part. But now I have alignment. Ducklet in the back. I'm going to basically save my Ducklet, knowing that they can't just Aerial Ace me here. They have to Brave Bird, and if they Brave Bird, then they're in Aerial Ace range. So they do Brave Bird, which puts them in Aerial Ace range, and the Dupe Biter is not going to have enough to deal with my Ducklet. So there goes their Ducklet. Even if they get to a Mirror Coat, not going to be enough, not nearly enough. And they just went Bubble Beam instead. But yeah, that's not happening. And Dupe Biter, again, the meta is very, very small. The matchups are very, very fast. So will I be playing this a little more? Yeah, I think I'll do a couple more teams. I think Great League, if you're looking for actual variety and you're looking to not maybe, I don't know if this is RPS person. There's only like 10 Pokemon in this meta right now. And maybe it evolves a bit. Maybe you start seeing more Chinchous, so people start running Pumpkaboos, and then you start seeing more fires to deal with the Pumpkaboos. So I think that there is a potential for the meta to evolve a bit over the next couple of days. There's only 12 Pokemon. 15 if you start evolving the meta here, but it's still going to be a very, very small meta. The games go fast. A normal, I can do 5 sets of Great League, and it takes about an hour and 20, an hour and a half. I did 3 sets here in 40 minutes. And I did another 2 set, the last 2 for this other team. Yeah, in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You're basically only doing, in the Open Great League, it probably takes like 15 to 20 minutes to play 5 games. And here it's going to be 10 or less. Probably 10, depending on your team. Because Ducklet has some bulk that it's actually going to live a bit. But there's not a lot of bulk in this meta. And these moves generally come fast because you're not going to use a Pokemon that, like, Thunderbolt at 16 is going to be one of the longest, and Brave Bird at 16 is going to be some of the long, unless you're using like a Razor Leafer, that's just a different style. But you're not going to have like a 20 and 22 turn Pokemon because there's just no chance you're going to get to those moves in this meta. So the moves come quick, the Pokemon are glassy, small, so it's just, yeah, they come absolutely at an insane pace here. The matchups, which is such a benefit. Because I actually I'm having trouble like grinding out Great League. Like I think I don't know if it's the fact that GoFest just happened. I always find this, and it happens every year. I love GoFest. It's so fun. And then I don't want to open the game for like 5 days. Like I'm just like so done with the game after GoFest going generally hard. So maybe I'm just in that point. But no, even last week, I don't think I played Great League. Again, we were getting up to, I don't think I played Great League from Thursday through till Tuesday, like yesterday. I didn't play yesterday. I didn't play Great League. I played this. So if you want fast battles, and again, this is what I was mentioning earlier. Straight Bubble Beam. I'm making it very obvious that I'm baiting. I want you to let that go. I want to do that little damage there. That little 5 HP damage here. Because that actually is very important for these fast move, considering how much these fast moves do. So I'm able to just basically burn the clock, throw another bait, and it's just, I don't know what my opponent's doing just with these shields here, but it's just straight fast move damage here. I'll respect a move. They've got no moves left on the other Pokemon, so it's just straight fast move down here, and it's just a little chip of these resisted moves, little chip these resisted moves work. And again, a lot of great leads here because the meta is so small and there's not a ton of Pokemon in the meta right now that beat CHINCHOU. Now, I'm sure when this goes out with the title of 11-game win streak and stuff, there will be more answers to CHINCHOU. So I think if you just want to use 2 Pokemon, it's CHINCHOU and Ducklet. Because the hardest answers you're going to see to CHINCHOU are grass and ground. And you don't want that double ground weakness on Scrub. So if you start seeing more Barboche and other ground type Pokemon to beat CHINCHOU, which should be everywhere after this one, I still think CHINCHOU is play, but pair it with a Ducklet and pair it with a second Pokemon that can take out some of these other Pokemon that I just mentioned, like Pumpkaboo, Fungus. Like, I think those are going to be good safe swaps to deal with answers to CHINCHOU. So if I was predicting a meta change coming with this team going out, I would predict more ground type Pokemon or more grass type Pokemon to deal with CHINCHOU. So I would use Ducklet to deal with both of those, and then I would put in a safer swap like Pumpkaboo, Fungus as the other answer to those Pokemon that can also work as a safe swap. So, and it can also, but those two can also deal with CHINCHOU. So it's kind of like a trifecta there. I think those two are going to be strong in the next little bit here. But that is how you kind of adjust to the meta, right? I started with Fomantis, saw Skrelp and Ducklet on the first 2 teams, both of them on the first 2 teams, instant swapped to CHINCHOU, core broke the heck out of this meta, and with that, I'm up to 2470, 2486 after the other team, which you will probably see tomorrow morning. And I'm gonna rearrange some stuff here because I already did a bunch of Great League teams because it was Great League last week, and I had a Toxicroak team ready to go for tomorrow, but I've already showcased one, and then I just did one for Reggie Drago that's on put in. So I'm going to put that on this afternoon, the Reggie Drago this afternoon, and push the Toxicroak to Friday. But what that may mean is I'll be talking about like Go Fest because I shot this in advance. I may be talking about like, how was your Go Fest and stuff like that in my Toxicroak video on Friday. So if you're wondering like, why are you talking so late in advance? Because it was supposed to go up Wednesday, but it's going to go up Friday now. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.